Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how I built the application called Employee Tracker using Node packages and SQL or Structured Query Library. What is Structured Query Library or SQL? That is where the database or table of data are located and that was stored in your computer. As you can see here, I have a schema SQL here file where I created three tables. In this application, I was required to create three tables called the department, the role table, and the employee. In order for the user to manage the employees in their company. And I was required that the department table should have the ID and the department name. And the table role should have the ID, the job title or the title, the salary, and the department ID. And the department ID on the role table is related to the department ID on the department table. And on the employee table, it should have a data called ID, the first name of the employee, the last name of the employee, in the role ID. And the role ID is related to the department ID from the role table. And here on my server, where all the codes to execute or to build this application are located, I require a node package called Inquirer that helps us to parse inputs and validates answer on our terminal. And I also require the MySQL that is to have an access and manipulate our databases and in our computer. And I also call the console table to let us print a table on our terminal. And now we're going to run this on our terminal or our command line interface. And as you can see, I'm on the employee tracker. And here I will run the node server. And what is that server? That is the server.js file where all my code are located to be executed and built this tracky or employee tracker application. Now we're going to hit enter. As you can see, the questions are being prompted to us. So that is what the Inquirer do. It helps us parse all the questions or inputs that we write on our server.js file, as you can see here. So now, what you'd like to do, so I was required that if you are to view all departments, and if you're viewing this table of a department, it should have department ID and the department name. So now we're going to hit that first. As you can see, it return us a table and with the department ID, and this is a department name. So this is the department table. As you can see, we have here. And if you are wondering why I don't have two, so I already deleted that in the past. That's why. So now we're going to view all roles, and it should have give us the table of roles that has the job title, the salary, the role ID that is related to our department, and the department name. So as you can see, and the department name. Yeah. Okay. And now we're going to go to view our all employees. And if you are wondering, so our employee ID, you have employee full name. I concatenate the first name and the last name to just have one column together. And the job title, this is the role ID with the job title, the salary, the department name, and the manager name. So I combined the department table and the role table on this employee table. So now we're going to the next, add department. So if we're going to add department, the criteria is it should be added on our department table. So now let's test that. So please add a department name. Let's see, supply chain department. And what is the department ID? Let's say number 2, because we don't. So as you can see, our answer was being validated, and it was returned to us into string or into template literals. So like supply chain and ID 2. And now you should expect that this supply chain department with the ID number 2 should be added on our table departments. Now we are going to view all departments. And as you can see here, it was being added, and it's so cool that it was put on how it's like in this area, ID number 2. So supply chain department. So that means by adding department, we successfully add department on our database, on our table department. And that will be added and saved on our database, which is called table department. Now we're going to add roles. So if we're going to add roles, we should also expect it will work the same as the department. It will be added to our role table and to our database. So what is database? That is consists of our 3 table of data. So please add role. Let's say fashion designer. And salary, let's say 67, 1200. That's 6K. So it gives us the department choices that is already exists in our database. So let's say we have fashion department. Okay, so as you can see, it is being validated, our answer and the input, and the role fashion designer, salary 67,20, department 12. So if we're going to go to the table roles and view the roles, it should be added on our table roles. As you can see here, fashion designer with the salary of 6,700. Let's see up here so that we can see the answer. And the department is 12. So 12 is on our department fashion. So that is department ID number 12. It's giving us the name of the department. Now we're going to add employees. So it will work the same. So enter the first name of the employee. Let's say Caroline Villafranca. Oh no, it's only the first name. Okay, and say the Villafranca. And what's the role? Let's say accountant. So we added Caroline Villafranca. So let's assign a manager for Caroline. Let's see, Jack London. So as you can see here, it's like the key. We have the key, the first name, the Caroline, and the last name, Villafranca, and the role is number 5. That will be with the ID number 5. So that means the accountant has the role ID number 5. And we assign some manager, and the manager ID is 2, and that is Jack London. So now we're going to view the employees table, and we should expect that Caroline Villafranca with the job title accountant and the manager Jack London should be added on our employees table. Let's check that. And as you can see here, Villafranca has an employee ID of number 29, and the full name Caroline Villafranca, and job title, so we add an accountant. She is an accountant, and the salary is already automatic assigned because she is an accountant, and in the database she has a 14,000 salary, and she was in finance department. And Jack London was being assigned as her manager. So we successfully add also an employee. Now we're going to the next action. So if we want to delete departments, now we're going to delete department. So what department we want to delete? Let's say information department. So as you can see, the information department that we have deleted has an ID number 6, and it says here department deleted successfully. Now we're going to visit our department table, and we should expect that this department ID number 6 with the information department name should not be exist in the table. So as you can see here, we're going to check your department ID. Number 6 is gone, and that is information department. So we successfully deleted one department on our department table. Now we're going to delete roles. Employee. So please select the employee you want to delete. Let's delete the employee. I think we have 2 Samuel, no? So let's delete 1 Samuel. So Samuel, which have an ID, who has an ID number 16, employee number 16 was being deleted. So if we're going to go and visit our employee table, Samuel with ID number 16 should not be on our employee table, and we're going to see 12, 15, and 16. Samuel is not on our employee table, so it means that we successfully deleted Samuel on our employee table. Now we're going to delete roles. So if we're going to delete roles, it will be our employee table will be affected because it's a job title. The department was being connected to our employee table. So now let's say delete roles. So if we're going to say delete, let's say lawyer. Let's delete the lawyer, and we're going to view our roles. So as you can see here, was that role ID number 16. So that role ID number 16, lawyer, was being deleted on our role table. And we were going to check here ID number 16, that is lawyer, is not existed anymore on our role table. And if we're going to check our employee, yeah, and that's it. And now we're going to update employee roles. So we just deleted roles and we successfully deleted. Now we are going to update employee roles. So which employee you want to update his role or her role? Let's say Antoinette. So Antoinette in the previous role, what is her job title? Antoinette. So Antoinette is a job title manager. So Antoinette is a manager in the previous role. So let's say Antoinette now, let's make Antoinette now an accountant or software engineer. So as you can see, Antoinette has an role ID number 6 and the employee list ID 11. So that is the employee ID 11. And role ID number 6 was assigned to her. So let's visit the employee table, and we should expect that Antoinette with the employee list ID 11 and the job title was being updated, and she was assigned now as a software engineer. So that means we successfully update the employee role. So she was accountant last time, or lawyer. I am right? Oh no, she was a manager last time, and now we update her role. She become a software engineer, as you can see here. So now we're going to update employee manager. So we're going to update employee manager. So which employee you want to assign a new manager? So let's say John. So John, you want to update John manager. So let's say in the employee, John will have a James. We have John here. Who's his? Oh, so John has a manager name called Robert Bruce. We are going to update his manager this time. So let's say John will be assigned and will be reporting to Mr. Let's say Monica. She will be reporting to Monica this time. So now if we're going to view the table of employees, and let's visit Monica, manager now. Oh, John has an ID of 17, okay. And now he will be assigned to Monica. And as you can see here, Monica Bellocci. And at the old record, he was reporting to Mr. Robert Bruce. So that means we successfully update the manager of the employee. Now we're going to the next action, that will be view the employee by department, view the employee by manager. So we're going to view the employees with the same manager, or they're working with one manager. So let's say James. So as you can see here, James as a manager, with an ID manager number 1. So the employees working with him is Derek, Sissy, Alexander, and Aubrey. That means this 4 employee is under James' command. So let's try it another time, another one. View employee by manager. Let's say Derek. So Derek as a manager, no one is working with him. So Derek is as a manager, no one is under his department. Let's try it again. There's no working under Derek. It's manager. Let's just say, try more one thing. So let's say Jack. It's okay. Here Jack has 4 employees under his department. That is Samuel, Tulsi, William, Caroline. Yes, as you can see, Jack as a manager ID number 2 here, and means that there are 4 people working with him. So that means we successfully view the employees that is working with one manager, or with one manager. Now we're going to view the employees by department. Who are the employees that is working on the same department? And this is one of those criteria as a bonus. Let's say we select James, and who is working with James in the same department. So as you can see here, James is working in a department ID number 1. And what is the department ID number 1? So James is working with George only. So they are working on the same department. And let's try another. Let's say Jack or Robert. So Robert is working in a department 3. And department 3 is ID is what? Sales department. Okay. And now that means if you want to see more, let's say more. So let's say Jack. Last time is Jack. So as you can see, Jack working in a department 2. So he has 3 colleagues. That is Robert, Alexander, Lionel. That means they are working in the same department ID number 2. So that means we successfully view the employees that is working in the same department. Now we're going to go to view the department utilization. That means which department spend more or costs more, or a lot of employees working with that department. So if we're going to choose here which department you want to choose, let's say supply chain department. So as you can see, supply chain department has an ID number 2, but it give us all the information of each department. As you can see here, it's null, and it has department number 2, but we have this 1,500 or 150,000. This null means that because in the previous video I deleted the department number 2, so it was not here, but as you can see, null is 150,000 the utilization. If we're going to check here on our employee table, and that department is supply chain, it was also null here because we also deleted that. Now let's choose other department to see. So view department utilization, let's say service department. So as you can see here, service department has an ID of number 1, as you can see here, and it has 30,000 utilization. And let's visit our table. Service department 1 and 2. So we only have 2 person working as a manager in our service department with 15,000 a month each, and we have 30,000. So that means we also successfully view the utilization or cost of each department. As you can see here, our finance department 84,000. So finance department, we're going back to the employees, and as you can see, the null is being deleted on my demonstration. That's why it's null. So as you can see, finance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 times 14,000, it will be 84,000. So that means we successfully work it out all our function and to build the back end of the employee tracker application. This is how you can run and test the application using node packages and the structured query library or using database. So now we're going to exit because I think we are done. We are done, so we're going to exit and have a good day. Bye. So that's for now for the demonstration of how I built this application using database, SQL, and the node with the help of the node packages. And that's all. Happy coding!